It is Tuesday, December 2nd, 2025. I am at Joel Pearl, thejoelpearl.com on Blue Sky, and it's time to get in the weeds. A tubular Tuesday because I don't do the T-Days, so I just make up the words as they come along. Jeremy Lambert is here. SP3 is here. Sean Ross Sapp is here. Why are we all here? I don't know. I was just asked to come in and do the intro. Hi, Jeremy. How you doing?
Oh, hold on. You were not asked to come in and do the intro. You were not asked to be here at all. You said, I'm showing up. And then once I saw you here, I was like, well, do you just want to do the intro? Because you're here. Might as well have you do something if you're going to be here. But no, don't act like I messaged you, Joel, please come on the show. Do the intro. TNA announced the big deal. Please, you have to be here for this. And Sean's here. What is happening? Sean didn't get the memo that it's all black, by the way, because TNA is the TNA has announced a TV deal, and so it's I guess it's sort of a dark day. I don't know what it's like, but hello, Joel. Hello, Sean. Hello, SP3. How are you, SP3? The person who's supposed to be here today.
Mutes himself just for
he has his mic muted. What's happened to this show today? Hello, Sean. How are you?
Hey, I'm great. Glad to be here. Glad to see this is a professionally run operation, of which I put over twice on Busted Open Radio after I was harassed for joining the show this past weekend. But yes, you're welcome for the house.
And this is not quite the biggest house that we've had because we've had more than 4 people on at once. But thank you, Sean. Thank you for putting us over as well. I did clip that, by the way. So
good. I
appreciate that. Joel, what are you doing here? Like, what's happening? Did something important happen?
Yeah. So TNA is officially they found a home. They're going to AMC, as first reported by John Alba and with SI. It's an exciting time for them. They've announced that their first show on AMC will be a live show on Thursday, January 15th from Dallas, Texas. I have a hunch that this might possibly be the Genesis show, but I haven't been told officially. The reason I feel this way is because Genesis never had an official date or venue attached to it. Curtis Caldwell was always the feeling for me, and the 18th of January was always the feeling, but they never announced anything. And now that they're doing this live show, wouldn't be surprised if they call this the AMC Genesis show. And I don't know what that means for their pay-per-view. They haven't announced anything about what they're going to do with their pay-per-views or plus specials. They are working with AMC Plus. That is part of the deal as well. But TNA officially moving to AMC. The show is going to start at 9 p.m. Eastern, which means I am going to have to ask Rogers Sportsnet what that means for us in Canada. Tape shows might still air at 8, but I don't know. And we're going to find out. Either way, the live shows, if they're live, 9 p.m. Eastern. 2-hour show. TNA is back, baby, I think.
AMC is in 60 million homes, which is a significant boost from access. And I've been complaining about the access for a long time. Like, I was a viewer of that channel 15 years ago when it was like HD Net, and I think ROH was on HD Net back in the day, and it aired a lot of MMA footage and MMA events and things like that. But over the years, it just felt like it got smaller and smaller and smaller and a little bit more diluted. But man, what a path that TNA has been on. They were on Fox Sports Net back in the day. They got syndicated all over the place. There was at one point, guys, you had to download like Real Player to stream TNA Impact.
They had torrents on their website. Yes. You could download the torrent.
You downloaded torrents to watch the latest AJ Styles match. Then they landed that big Spike TV deal that was their home for over 9 years. And then after that, it's been a little bit of everything else. It was Destination America. And at the time, Destination America looked like not a step up, but certainly a big step down, but it was something. They had Pop. They were the lead-in for Schitt's Creek before Schitt's Creek got popular. Like, Pop knew they had something, and it's wild to think that was their home for 3 years, which, that was a solid home, all things considered. Then things got bad. Then it was like the Pursuit channel, and I've told the story before about how I met a friend of mine who had a DIY hunting show, and I was like, "Oh, I cover a wrestling show on this hunting channel. You could probably get your show on there." And he said, "Dude, I am on that channel." And he was on like 2 hours after TNA, and they would be on the Fight Network and Twitch and stuff like that, and Access. And it has been, honestly, for the last like 7 years, not outwardly available or anything like that. They were on Access and TNA Plus, so if you wanted to pay to watch the show, you could do that. But now they are way more widely available than they have been in a long time. I mean, they tried Twitch as well to kind of open themselves up to a greater base, but this is just objectively great news for TNA wrestling. It's great news for wrestling world. It's great news for the wrestling fans. I don't know the length of the deal or the money involved in that, but even if there were $0 involved in this, it would be a massive leap for TNA because they are more visible at this point. And again, I'm not saying there is no money involved, but if there was no money involved on a much bigger channel is certainly better than no money involved on Access. So, very happy for TNA Wrestling. This is a great move for them.
Sean, do you know anything about what this means for the WWE TNA partnership? Because there was, and I don't know how credible, it's Blake Avignon.
He's got some good sources. He does have some good sources. I can't verify that element of it, but he is a legitimate journalist, and he does have some good sources. I mean, there were things that we were discussing, like maybe I want to say 2 weeks ago, and he's like, "Hey, this news is probably going to drop soon," and then it dropped the next day. So he does have some inside sources in that regard, but. I'm working on it. I've put out some questions there for that one, and I'll see what I can dig up.
So what Blake reported, just to clarify everything, is he says sources also indicate WWE intends to end its NXT TNA partnership. Their agreement includes a 60-day termination clause, and the AMC deal activates that. I know there were a lot of reports as TNA were looking to sign the media rights deal of CW might have been involved, A&E might have been involved, and they already have partnerships with with WWE. They already aired WWE programming. AMC does not air WWE programming, and so. Again, from Blake's reports, it seems like that the partnership could end in the next 60 days or so.
So what you're saying is there's a good 2-week period where they can have all their wrestlers lose to NXT guys. There's still time. There's still time.
I mean,
Charlie,
look at what they're doing this Friday. It's basically another TNA versus NXT show, and it was just pulled together last second with the random.
But Joe, no, on the AMC platform, they'll have 2 whole weeks after this 60-day termination period before it kicks in.
Yeah, I'm sure WWE will continue to send the talent and have Charlie Dempsey taking an L here. It's gonna be great when Charlie Dempsey just wins the TNA title and then maybe drops it back, the week before this partnership ends.
Worth noting, in the press release, they also add on that they're going to be doing shows in Albuquerque as well on January 22 and 23, respectively.
Well,
look, if that doesn't have a Breaking Bad Better Call Saul theme, someone screwed up.
Exactly.
Someone's got to get fired over that.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
You gotta do that. You absolutely have to do that.
You got the money. Pay for Cranston. Pay for Aaron Paul. pay for all of them.
At least get Badger and Skinny Pete.
Yes.
Let's have Aaron Paul run and say magnets.
If you do not have them in a segment with the Rascals, what are you doing? Yes. Badger and Skinny Pete. Like, come on now.
100%.
That would be fantastic. But it's interesting. Also mentioning name dropping Gail Kim, Mickey James, Awesome Kong in the press release was interesting about their history as from the Knockouts division, but they were certainly this was a press release for non-wrestling people as well, to be like, hey, I remember some of those names. But man, they ran down like virtually everybody who is signed to a contract on that roster in the press release. But man, this is a very, very, very good move for TNA. Like, this is objectively huge, and I'll let you guys know how many wrestling websites actively have a TNA post show.
Until Joel quits, because now they're on at 9 to 11, and that's too late for him.
Can't believe they ruined it by putting the show on at 9. I'm just going to talk to Rogers. I'm just going to be like, guys, keep the 8 o'clock. I'll do a live show once in a while, 11 o'clock. I'll do it. That's fine. But if those tape shows don't start at 8 o'clock, buddy, we're just going to paywall it on Thursdays.
Guys, get in your super chats and humper chats. I asked about the TNA NXT partnership, and someone just said that's still in play. Now, to me, that is a very strategic thing to say, because I always look at things like, okay, so are you saying it's in play for 60 days? Like, so we'll see. I'll dig into it. Speaking of something kind of related, it looks like the Peacock, the library for WWE content, will be up at the end of the year. I'm working on just asking a lot of people about that. I've been asking about that forever. Guys, there's no other way I can tell you this. WWE doesn't have a lot of answers as to when Raw episodes will be on Netflix or all that, because they don't know. They do not know. There's very little coordination going there. They were supposed to go on Netflix and all that, but man, this is yet another platform, another significant platform of which has pro wrestling content with AMC. It's spread out a little bit. Like, there's really almost no way to not watch pro wrestling at this point. Like, there's, no matter what service you have the ability to watch things. But this is a good one for TNA. I mean, if we would have gotten here and then the announcement would have been, well, they're actually just on AMC Plus, which is a thing John Alba and I had discussed. Shout out to John Alba, who worked on this story for, quite frankly, like, just nonstop for the last number of weeks. But that's the thing that we were discussing when he brought this to my attention a couple weeks ago. I had not heard of AMC being in play. He had, like, from the time he did that first story. I was like, if it ends up just being AMC Plus, that's not a win. But if it's on just AMC at all, that's big. That's big for TNA as well. So this is incredible, man. I know that TNA's fans got to be happy. TNA's fans are very, very loyal and have been through the worst of times, quite frankly. And here we are. Gosh, it has been 11 years since TNA was on Spike. And this feels like their biggest platform since then. So good for them.
Oh, shots fired at YouTube, I guess.
Okay.
And Twitch.
Right, Twitch.
Well, listen. What we're gonna say, I had people in 2019 saying, "Oh, YouTube nuked your account. What? Go onto Twitch. It's such a huge platform." No, it's not. I hate to tell you guys. No, for the casual, normal viewer, no, it's not. They're not booting up their TV, going to the Twitch app, typing in TNA Impact. They're not. I don't know what else to say. They're just not doing that. The traditional cable still has the stranglehold on accessibility, except in some cases. Like, obviously, if you want to stream to YouTube, that can reach quite a few people as well. Netflix is always going to have a big part of change the game. But outside of that, it is traditional cable. And while access was on traditional cable, it was on very, very limited traditional cable. And I've always made the joke, like, I don't know how TNA makes money, because the only thing I see commercials for are Sammy Hagar concerts that air on Access TV. Man.
I hope Sammy Hagar opens the first episode of TNA. Just in the ring, playing his guitar. They've never done that before, right?
They'll do it from Cabo Wabo.
Yeah, they will.
That's what they'll do. My God. All right, guys, I'm out of here.
Enjoy your day, Sean.
See you guys.
I guess.
Do you have anything to add, Joel?
No, you know what? This is I'm glad for TNA. I am. This is a deal that's been talked about for God since Slammiversary. It was all through the summer, and everyone was waiting for something. And it's nice to finally see it come to fruition. And again, kudos to John Alba, who did a lot of the legwork to get this this news. He did. Yeah, you got to give it to him. Under no circumstances do you have to give it to him, but in this case, you should probably give it to John Alba. And you know what? It's excitement for a TNA fan. Again, I hate the fact that it starts at 9 p.m. I think it's asinine.
I saw that and laughed. I was like, Joel's mad.
I was mad. What that means for a post show, I mean, I'll probably keep doing it. But again, this is the larger conversation now is creative. They got the deal. Now they have to work on their creative because that is something that has been sorely lacking in TNA. And this might give them a kick in the pants, but it could also be detrimental. They could say, we did it. We crossed the goal line and, it took us X amount of days and now we're creatively tired. And I don't know what the deal is for that, but it does need to be a major focus for TNA in 2026. They have the deal. Now they can focus on the creative and making sure that the wrestlers are not only compensated financially, but also compensated creatively. Those are the two big things for them moving forward.
Yeah, look, it's a good deal. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like it's not. Like, they were on Access. If you got that channel, they put shows up on YouTube. It was on TNA Plus. Like, there were multi ways to watch this show, but there are multi ways to watch a lot of wrestling. It's all about ease of access when it comes to these things, and what you're paying for, because some people just didn't want to pay $10 a month for TNA Plus. People didn't want to pay that. People don't have access. AMC, if you have effectively premium cable, then you most likely have AMC. I know Sean mentioned that it was like in 60 million homes, way more than in Access and everything. So it's a very good deal for TNA. I hope it means more for their wrestlers. I hope it means, more consistent schedules. I hope it means more money for them. And creatively, now you got to do something with it, because the creative ain't been all that great this year. It's been bad this year. Too much stop and start stuff, too much non-committal stuff, too much WWE partnership getting in the way. But now if the WWE partnership ends, I don't know where they're going with things, because that's what they built their entire year off of. That's what they built their entire year of doing things with. They had the title on a WWE talent for the majority of the year. Both their titles, in fact, were on a WWE talent for the majority of the year. You've lost Joe Hendry, and say what you will about Joe Hendry, he was still promoted as one of your top stars over the past year. Leon Slater is more on NXT right now than he is on TNA. They've gotten a good look at Mike Santana when it comes to this stuff. I don't know what that means for the company moving forward. At least when WWE and them were partners, WWE was going to play nice. Now that they potentially are not partners, I'm not saying they're going to view TNA as big competition like they view AEW, but I also think that it's like, well, we can just get them if we want them. We don't now, we had incentive for them to stay there because we could just use them whenever we want them and it was fine. Now it's like, well, why don't we just take them for us, because we're not partners with you anymore. Like, it's a very good thing for TNA, but it could also, it's going to potentially hurt the overall playing field when it comes to creative and talent in the realm of TNA moving forward.
And chat's talking about, retaining talent and everything. And I'll throw to you in a minute, SP3, and I'll put it like this. It's those two things that we just talked about. And I know it's a running joke with JR, right? Cash and creative. And it is, because at this point, they need to show, we've got the money now, but creatively, if you're not satisfied or you feel like you're being, cast aside for NXT talent, for example, then I can see someone like Santana at the end of his deal being like, well, screw you guys, I'm out. There's going to be, I'll put it like this. Everyone that I'm seeing who works at TNA that I have on socials, they're hyped, and they're not doing like just putting the whatever TNA asked them to put up on their socials. Like, they're actually putting out their own words. They're excited for this, which is great. now the excitement has to come across in the work that they're doing and the creative that they're given. So I don't know who stays and who goes, but I also know that if there's more money and people want to sign and stay there, that's up to them. Whether they get a bigger deal from WWE, that also is another question, because we know how much people can make at NXT. Those numbers have been coming out more than ever, and whether or not that aligns with what TNA would offer. And again, TNA only runs 2 to 3 times a month versus NXT, which is running constantly between PC and shows and PLEs and opportunities to go work main roster. It's a different grind, regardless of where you want to go. So that's other parts of the conversation that come with it. Go ahead, SP3.
I've set my record for the longest time. I didn't talk on one show.
I tried to throw to you. You had your mic muted.
Almost 21 minutes. No, it's because my headphones are not working. So it was doing that squiggly line for me. I didn't even hear you give it over to me. But anyway, as far as this deal, I'm very happy for TNA. TNA has to be one of the most remarkable stories in the history of wrestling. Most companies, if you get thrown off of like a major cable network, that's pretty much the end of the line. That's like anything that I've seen before TNA, that's pretty much the end of most of these companies when they are taken off of their big money drawing partnership that they have with like a cable network. And the fact that they were able to survive 11 years, 2 name changes, different regime changes from Dixie Carter to Billy Corgan to Global Force Wrestling and Jeff Jarrett coming back to Scott D'Amore and Don Callis to Scott D'Amore by himself, Anthem being involved throughout all of that, the controversy they had with the Hardys back in 2017 to the Hardys coming back in 2014. This is a documentary just waiting to happen. Just the 11-year period of leaving Spike TV to coming on AMC, it's fascinating and remarkable to see where TNA is. So for all the bad that I can say about TNA, because unlike many of the people that I've seen online that are happy for TNA, I actually watch this product weekly. So I probably feel a little bit differently where I'm like, this is a great opportunity. I'm happy for it because it's great for wrestling. It's great for wrestling in general to have all 5 weekdays. You have something on cable network, cable or network television for you to consume, or streaming service for you to consume from professional wrestling, whether it be WWE, whether it be AEW, whether it be TNA. I think that's great for wrestling overall. And it makes TNA a viable third option in wrestling, number 3 promotion, because I don't understand why TNA is not happy to be called a third promotion, because they weren't even that before. The fact that they keep trying to be number 2 promotion, I think it's great for competition wise, all fine and dandy, but I would like them to kind of just settle and be like, no, we're number 3 right now, we're going for number 2. And I hope that's the mindset that they have going in. I hope they don't think that because they have the TV deal now, all the work is done. We don't need to improve on anything. We're all good. We got here. We got this far. The WWE partnership, the Hardys, Joe Hendry, they got us here. But I don't see like the things that I just named. I don't see them being a part of TNA in like a year. So AMC is probably buying something that you're not going to be after some time. So I hope that they take the time to work on everything, logistics wise, production wise, because you talked about creative, but their production is awful. So I hope it improves with the AMC and this money being given in. And talking about talent, I would assume that this is a money deal, so they should have more money to bid on these talents. Like Joel said, NXT talents are not getting paid the world. There's the guys like Ricky Stanks and Blake Monroe who came over from AEW who are making like close to main roster money, but the average person in NXT is not making boatloads of money here. So you can make an offer that will convince somebody to stay with you, or you can convince somebody on the independent scene to come to TNA, make a name for themselves before they get a bigger opportunity with one of the top 2 promotions. I think that TNA needs to kind of change their mindset all across the board. And I like the fact that this report came out that they're no longer working with WWE, because to me, as far as like perception wise, it makes it look that this whole time we've been saying TNA is the cuckold, and that they're just sitting in the cuckold chair while WWE is doing all this. But in actuality, they were the husband that was getting paid. They were getting paid. The husband was getting paid for their wife to get pounded.
I'm not there yet.
They got something in exchange for this deal. This is
I ain't there yet. You know why? Because this is WWE being like, look at us. We did something nice. We were good big brothers. We helped you. We did something nice for the wrestling world. Now our deal can lapse and we can move on. Multi-year deal is done. And then in a year, nothing's going to stop them from like, LOL, 30 million. We own TNA and all of its talent. Not that they need to do that, but it doesn't take away any, but it takes away some of the heat from an antitrust case. And that's really what it comes down to. But I see like John Alba is saying that, the situation with the partnership ending might not be as true. But also, if people are saying that it could happen, but it's not happening now, Blake is still saying 60 days. So now is not 60 days from now. That question comes up again in 60 days. We're either going to be like, all right, so they decided to re-up, or it was true and 60 days later is when things ended. But they're not gonna immediately open up themselves to this type of scrutiny, being like, yeah, we signed a deal, by the way, LOL, WWE, we're out. Yeah. They can't do that. So anything that you hear between now and the end of January is just like, don't even think about it. Like nothing's official, nothing's out there. So there's talk, but nothing's going to be out there until you see it. Get ready for TNA Genesis cable television.
So are they gonna do Santana winning back the TNA World Title for the
almost certainly
AMC premiere? Yeah. I would hope so.
Almost certainly at this point. They're gonna do a build in El Paso at the TV tapings with Kazarian. I don't know what they're gonna do, but they've got Final Resolution on Friday, and then they're gonna tape on Saturday, Sunday, and they're doing it like an afternoon taping on the Sunday. Either way, there's an afternoon taping for TV. I don't know if they're there on Sunday, are they? They're there 3 days, right, Jeremy?
Where?
In El Paso for TNA. Are they 3 days or 2 days?
Do you remember TNA's schedule?
I don't know. I usually keep up with that, but let me take a look real quick. They're there, yeah, all 3 days. So they've got they're doing a 7 p.m. on Saturday and then 2 p.m. So they're doing a matinee on the 7th, and they're like bring the family type of mentality. That's going to take them all of those tapings will take them all the way to the live show for AMC, which again, I'm assuming they're going to call it Genesis because they're running it at Curtis Caldwell. They're running it in an arena. They want this to be a big deal that they're coming to AMC. It's going to be on, free TV. It's cable. So you're not spending $40 on Triller or wherever to watch the show. So I feel like because it's Genesis as a name brand, they're going to use this as the first Thursday Night Impact. Genesis. And that'll be Santana, Kazarian, whatever it is, the recrowning of Santana.
That makes sense. That's the number one thing they need to do creatively as well. They need to, if they are getting an influx of money, they need to sign some female talent because their knockouts division has been poor since Jordynne Grace left the company. So I hope they can sign some female talent, shore up their tag team division. They just have to get things in order where it's not so, we're relying on WWE talent to come in here and invade and fill out a pay-per-view card. That's what TNA is kind of at, especially with Final Resolution on Friday. It's a lot of WWE NXT lower card people. And then that's the thing with what I think they need to improve their knockouts division, because their knockouts division is just lower card people that were in WWE a couple of years ago. That's literally that person was in WWE, did not get a push. That person was in WWE, did not get a push. That person was in NXT, did not get a push. They need to get some young female talent, whether it's Alina Cross, whether it's on the independent scene, whether it's from Mexico or Japan. They need to do something for that knockouts division, for the men's division as well. But the knockouts division seems like the more glaring issue to me.
I thought you had your hand up, Jeremy, like you were about to say something.
Oh, no, sorry. I'm trying to correct misinformation out here. I apologize.
That's okay. I just saw one of your tweets, so.
Yeah, they're saying John Cena is being advertised for Raw after WrestleMania in Las Vegas, and people who don't know dates see Monday, April 21st, which technically true, but because because WrestleMania is in Las Vegas once again this year, people are easily going to fool other people into, well, look what they're advertising. It's Las Vegas. It's all the same. Raw after WrestleMania 42 is Monday, April 20th. So if you see any branding of Monday, April 21st and advertisements for Raw, that is stuff from last year, this past year, Raw, and people are trying to fool other people. So yeah, I'm just trying to correct misinformation out here. That's all. Sorry.
People are going to be so baked on that Raw episode.
Yeah.
It's
that's fine.
A great day in Las Vegas if you're going to be there for Raw after Mania. Yeah. It's either going to be, oh, we're so stoned because Mania sucked, or Mania was so good. It's going to be no in between. Anyway, yeah, the TNA side of things, nothing changes in terms of how they produce the shows. I think, like SP3 was saying, production and the post-production, absolutely they need to clarify. They need to fix it. There's no other word to put it. It's not well edited. It's not well produced. They have a lot of production issues to fix. It's not going to change currently the way that they produce television, where they come in, do a live show, and then tape for a night or two, depending on what leads to the next event. Could they go live every week somewhere in the future? If they catch fire and they're selling out houses, or at least they're finding their footing, and that's a thing that they have the money to do, is go live week after week after week, there's a huge incentive to do it, but immediately, no, it's not in the cards, especially because they already told you they're going to do the live show and then they're going to go tape in Albuquerque afterwards for what will be, I guess, 4 weeks of tapings. I don't know what happens to pay-per-view. Like I said at the top of the show, I don't know what happens to the Plus specials. They're now working with AMC Plus to air Thursday Night Impact. If there's somewhere in the deal where they're going to start doing specials on Plus, then that's something they could offer. I don't know what happens to TNA Plus, because that was, it wasn't a money maker. Well, it was, but it wasn't a huge money maker for them. It was something that they wanted to put more emphasis behind. And then I guess once the TV deal conversation started, they pulled back, and you started noticeably seeing that. As a result, I don't know what happens to TNA Plus moving forward. It could just be where they hide the library and where they put the library and host it, and you can pay for that. But again, everything's up in the air for that. It's right now, a bigger deal is that they're going to be on AMC moving forward, weekly, Thursdays, 9 p.m. Eastern. And I am mad about the timing, but I'll figure it out, damn it.
Will this make TNA profitable? That's what we really need to discuss.
Hypothetically, yes, but it won't take... It will take some time. There's the number being bandied about right now by Blake Avignon was, I think, $30 million on a multi-year deal. Yeah. Whether or not that's true, we don't know.
That's awesome. They got a better deal than CW did.
But that's the thing. We don't know how many years, and that's $30 million over that time. So the question becomes: is it really beneficial? Maybe that was $30 million over 10 years, and they signed. I don't know why AMC
signed a 10-year deal.
I don't know why. But if they
what happened there?
If they signed,
why would you sign a 10-year deal with TNA?
If they signed 3 years at 30, then that's right on the money of the high end of what Carlos Silva expected, which was up to 10 million, which is hilarious because we all sat here, and maybe the egg's on our face, where we're just like, you played your cards right away. Maybe they found the value and AMC was like, we need this, so let's pay for it. But it could also be, a 4-year deal, at which point that brings the number down to whatever it was 6.67.
It's still,
I suspect it's like 4 and an option. That's usually how these.
Yeah, there could be that. It could be a scale deal too.
It's still, the NXT CW deal was 5 years for, I think 20 to 25 annually. So yeah, they're not doing 30 million annually.
No.
So yeah, I think the NXT CW deal is going to end up being better, unless it's a 1-year deal, but it says multi-year. So regardless, no matter what the deal is, whether it's 2, 3, 4 years, yeah, the NXT CW deal is better than the TNA AMC deal. But hey, 30 million, let's say it's 3 years, 10 million a year. That's still good, and
it's more than they were making before.
Yeah.
Because if TNA Plus was making them 2, and let's say Access was paying them 3, that's still a total of 5 per year. They're potentially having doubled that. And if TNA Plus is still in play, then you can still make money on that. Yeah, there's room. There's room to be profitable for the first time in their entire lifespan. It's been 23 years, and Carlos even said it. We've never been profitable. They've never been profitable. This could be this opportunity to make money. They have a lot of work to do beyond just announcing here we are to make that organization profitable.
Yeah, now just put it to good use. Take care of the talent that has been there. Bring in some potentially new talent. Increase your production.
For Christ's sake.
What's up?
Get some good sponsors for Christ's sake.
Oh, yeah.
A-Game Hydration, because they wanted their prime little brother. They've got their infrared light, whatever, the BioFlex.
Yeah, BioFlex medical report.
Yeah, the injury report.
You know who's a great sponsor, Joel?
Go ahead. I think they are wonderful sponsors.
That's my setup for this. If you want a great sponsor, check out Aura Frames. For a limited time, save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com. Get $30 off Aura's best-selling Carver matte frames, named #1 by Wirecutter. Use the promo code FIGHTFUL at checkout. Aura Frames, AURA frames.com. Promo code FIGHTFUL. The deal is exclusive to listeners, and frames sell out fast. So order yours. Get it in time for the holidays. Support the show. Mention us at checkout. Terms and conditions do apply. If you don't know what Aura Frames are, what they are you can upload unlimited photos and video. Just download the Aura app, connect to the Wi-Fi, get it all in your sweet little Aura Frames there. And you can also put preloaded photos on it before it ships. You can continue to add to it. So no matter where you're at, if you're on a vacation and you want to take a photo, you can upload it there. If you're just out visiting family for the holidays and you want to put photos on there, you can do it there. You can always add to your Aura Frames, and that is auraframes.com, AURA frames.com. $30 off with the code FIGHTFUL. They are a great sponsor, unlike the TNA sponsors out there.
You know what? I have an idea. If you've got that frenemy at work, maybe that work person that you get along with, but you're not really friends with because you just don't like them, you get them an Aura frame. Okay, use that code FIGHTFUL, and then while you go on your wonderful winter vacation, during that time off, you taking the most beautiful photos in the world, and you know what you do? That friend that you just gifted that Aura frame to, you upload all those beautiful sun-filled photos that you are enjoying while your friend is stuck at home in the cold and I hate being here. You're not even a friend, that coworker, whoever it is. They're seeing your beautiful time away, wonderful sunsets on the coast, whatever it is. They see it because you were a good friend, got them an Aura frame, and you got petty revenge by posting those photos on their Aura frame, and they can't do anything about it.
They can get an Aura frame and gift that to you and do the same thing to you is what they should end up doing over here. And they will use the code FIGHTFUL as well to get $35 off.
This is perfect. We're Aura frame farming while we're here.
We're Aura framing all of our enemies out here. You gotta out Aura frame your own enemy out here is what you're gonna do.
Perfect. So go ahead, go over to auraframes.com/Fightful. Get them for the holidays. Get them for whoever, for whenever. But remember, you could be petty, or you could just be the best person in that person's life. Aura Frames.
Did not know we had ad reads now.
Every day in December, SP3. Thankfully, Joel does them when I'm not here because Joel's much better at them.
No, you did well.
I wasn't thrilled with it. I don't have a ton of ad read experience. I'll get better as the days go on out here, but I'm much happier on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday when Joel has to do the reads and I don't.
Hey, I'll give it to you. It's better than some of these comments in the chat. When was TNA cooking? When was TNA cooking? And it's arguable that led to WWE adjusting from Cena only. TNA was cooking or good in the mid-2000s at the height of Cena only in WWE. And the only thing that changed them from that was Cena getting injured, not TNA cooking. What? Why are you putting revisionist history in our chat? We don't need that.
How dare you?
We don't need that.
I think that TNA is always cooking. What they're cooking, I don't know.
Something bad.
But
No season.
anybody can cook SP3. It
With
might
our
not be good.
sponsor- No, I'm just kidding.
It might not be good cooking, but anybody can cook, you know?
Yeah. Boggs is the one who commented. He said, I don't know why he's using that language, but he said TNA was up to around 1.2 through 1.3. That's end of 2000s. Cena is still the top star. What are you talking about? They didn't adjust anything in WWE. Cena's still the top star. He's in the world title matchup for every one of those WrestleManias at the end of the 2000s. What are you talking about?
If Chris Jericho had gone to TNA, it would have been a game changer at the time.
He can still do it.
I mean, technically, yeah. Do you imagine if that's where he ends up? He ends up in TNA for the debut show. Everyone thinks he's going to be in WWE. Nah, he's going to show up to TNA. That would actually rule. I would cackle if that happened. His last run is going to be matches against Frankie Kazarian.
Let's go.
And Nick Nemeth.
And AJ Francis? Hell yeah.
AJ Francis, yeah. Trying to think who else. I don't know their roster well enough. No, I'm not talking about the young people. He's not facing Santana and Slater.
You get that Leon Slater match where everyone's like, no. He's gonna have that one bad match against someone like, I don't know, Jason Hodge, and they're gonna be like, oh man. Hometown man, but it's gonna be such a bad match where he botches something and everyone's like, oh, it's over for Jericho, he's washed, and then all of a sudden he'll have like a banger against Leon Slater, just like he did in AEW when he had the Bandito match where everyone was like, oh, Jericho's back. That's gonna be Jericho's run in TNA.
He's gonna do a concert with Elijah. Can you imagine? Oh, Elijah playing acoustic, Jericho singing. Acoustic Judas. Oh, that's what we need out here. We need the acoustic version of Judas.
Oh yeah, I'm a big fan of this.
The Hardys. He's definitely gonna do something with the Hardys. They should bring back Aces and Eights just to do something with all of them. I'm all for this.
Aces and Jericho. But it's just Ace Austin coming back to work with Chris Jericho.
Ace Austin's under contract, so I don't think that's going to happen.
Not by the time Chris Jericho comes back. Who knows?
Yeah. Tommy Dreamer is going to be on screen again.
Yeah.
So he can work with Jericho.
He was just on screen recently. So it's not like you don't see Tommy Dreamer. It's going to be...
TNA, the number 2 promotion, baby. They finally got the TV deal. Let's go.
Let's go. Number 2. Hopefully
they're going to be cooking like the end of the 2000s.
Hey man, those 1.2 and 1.3 ratings, those were big. Like they had the debut on Spike when they went head to head with Mondays, and people were really happy because they went over 1 million on that one. And it's like, yeah, good for them. But at no point were they ever in contention to beat WWE in a ratings battle. Like there may have been
that attitude.
No, definitely not with that attitude. That's why they didn't win. Like, did TNA have some stories that maybe rivaled WWE at the time? Sure, why not? At any point, a wrestling company can have a better story in a subjective art form than a different company that might be on top. That's fine. But to say from a business standpoint that TNA was ever cooking and that they were making the most money they were making was probably around that time. But this now stands to be the time where they actually do make some money.
To say that they made WWE adjust anything when WWE did not acknowledge them, when Cena, and to say they adjust from Cena only because of TNA, no, they didn't. It's because he got injured in 2007. He was on a 380-day WWE Championship run. I just ranked every single one of his title reigns, so that's the only reason I know all of that off the top of my head. He had a 380-day reign, then gets injured in 2000 in the midst of TNA cooking, as you say. That's the reason why they went away from Cena being the main guy only. But he's still, when he comes back, he's still featured as a top guy and the number 1 guy in the company. So your point, you didn't make a point. You just said something that sounded good to you. And I corrected you, and I'm telling you that's not what actually happened, and that's revisiting his history, and now you're upset, and now you're saying all types of names and saying language. You're lucky that I don't feel like just blocking you, honestly.
You know what? The only thing that WWE was forced to do when it came to TNA was counter program that first episode of Impact on Spike. And do you remember what they did? They brought you HBK and Bret Hart in the same ring for the first time in what it was like 20, almost 20 years. And like that, and that did a huge number for WWE. And meanwhile, like TNA, that honestly, that first Impact wasn't very good, but the first Impact that they aired on Spiker that countered WWE, it wasn't very good, but it had all eyes on it because it was a big hyped Monday Night War, and they just didn't capitalize. But it did. That's the only time WWE's hand was really, I don't even want to use the word forced, but possibly moved a little bit to try something to supplement TNA's or suppress TNA's show. That's it.
Yeah.
And now they're on Thursdays, and there's no one else running on Thursdays, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's why WWE's truly ending the deal. Like, we told you to get Wednesdays. What the fuck do you mean you still on Thursdays?
We gotta keep this evolved shit going.
You had one goal, one mission out here. You were supposed to get a deal for Wednesday. The moment we saw Thursday, done.
Even
no
if
longer working
Wednesday
with
and it was 9 p.m., they would have been pissed, dude. It's like, you're not going head to, you're only going head to head with 1 hour?
We tried this already. It didn't work.
That hour doesn't already get ratings. What does it matter?
Carlos is going to be sat down by by Bryan Cranston in character and be like, I am the one who tells you WWE is moving on from your business. That's it. And Carlos will be like, oh, thank you. That was really nice.
They're not even going head to head with ROH. Like, ROH is over by 9 most times. They don't do 2-hour shows anymore, I don't think.
ROH doesn't even air on their normal times these days.
Yeah.
Black Fridays, Cyber Tuesdays, like whatever. We got a show on Tuesday. Let's go.
Joel, have fun clipping this whole thing because it's going to take me 20 years to upload a 45-minute clip.
That's fine. I can do this one. All right. I'm gonna hop off because it's my day off and I got some stuff to actually do. Go enjoy not talking about Raw SP3 until your solo Raw review. I'm sure it'll be great. And then I'm sure later on you and Romeo will have plenty more to say about Raw if Romeo comes to work.
Romeo's not showing up.
That guy JJ.
Yeah, Romeo doesn't show up.
I don't know. Romeo was out there defending the honor of WWE earlier yesterday, so I thought maybe he would come around and want to talk.
Even though I made him admit that Survivor Series was ass live on air on his watch along. Because he was commenting after every match during Full Gear as I'm in Newark and saying, "Oh man, a dirty finish. What is this, Raw and SmackDown? Oh man, the crowd is pretty quiet for this." And then when Survivor Series happened and I was saying something, all he could do was put a thumbs up. So I was like, "You mighty quiet. You mighty quiet for someone who was so vocal last Saturday." And I made him say it's ass on live air.
Yeah, that show wasn't good. But you know what? Enjoy not talking about Yeet Man suddenly growing a yeety spine.
I'm going to be yeeting all over SP3's Raw review.
Enjoy your yeetness. Goodbye, gentlemen. Enjoy your
Bye,
show.
Joel.
See you later.
Everyone leaves a thumbs up on the video as we're 48 minutes into this episode. Leave a super chat, get your question, comment, statement read on the air. There's the pyro. The pyro doesn't work. TNA's like, nope, we spent all the money already. We don't have enough for pyro and ballyhoo. Get your question, comment, statement right on there. We don't have a poll question yet. Out here
on your Mackin because there was more people here to start.
Well, all of a sudden, TNA announces this deal and Sean's messaging me like, I'm going to show up at the top of the show. I was like, all right, cool. And then Joel's messaging, I'm going to show up at the top of the show. I was like, all right, well, Sean's going to show up as well. And like,
no one tells me anything.
I told you that. Oh, well, Joel told you that Joel was coming on this show, so you were in that chat.
I didn't read that.
Okay, that's your own fault for not reading the group chat. And then I said that Sean was going to be on there. You were in on this. You got to read the messages. SP3, and I was late to the show anyway because I was dealing with stuff.
Man, these guys didn't message me until 10 minutes before the show started.
That's what I found out. So I found out when you did.
I'm I'm like wondering. I'm like, damn, I'm really messed up. I woke up today. I woke up this morning. Didn't even look at the message, and then I look. It's 9:50.
Yes, that's when I found out as well.
I'm setting up for this show. Why would I be looking at messages?
I was late. All the kids are home. It's a snow day, so I had to go wrangle them. They want to go outside and play in the snow. Like, what are you doing? It's like 0 degrees outside. Are you trying to go out there and be in the snow? I'm actually probably going to go play in the snow afterwards. I do enjoy playing in the snow. Louis sent us a super chat. It says, how long until NWA gets a big TV deal? Well, if you haven't heard, Louis, they are on X, I think. the CW app.
Platforms in the world. So.
Yeah. Do you know how many people are subscribed to X? More than watch television, I think. How many users are on X?
No, there's a lot. Too many.
Twitter users. Like, it says approximately 610 million with 410 million monthly active users. Way more than the 60 million that have AMC. So they're technically on the biggest platform you can be on, Louis. So I don't know what you want them to have a better television deal. I think being on X is the absolute best television deal you can possibly have. That's it. All right. Poll question for today, everybody. I thought about going Raw specific, but then I'm not reviewing Raw today. So I thought about going TNA specific.
Makes sense.
But then does anybody really care about TNA, even though we spent 51 minutes?
Make it simple. Like, now that TNA is on AMC, will you watch Impact Weekly? Yes or no?
The answer is going to be no. All right.
We don't know. That we'll make some interesting options outside of yes and no.
All right. Will you watch TNA Weekly on AMC? All right. Yes. No.
When Santana becomes champion again?
What's TNA? Does AMC still have good TV?
Seems about right.
That's the poll question for today. Will you watch TNA Weekly on AMC? Yes, no. What's TNA? Does AMC still have good TV? I don't know what's on AMC anymore, honestly. Ever since I think Walking Dead still has one of their 20 spinoffs, so I assume that's still there. But otherwise, I have no idea what's on that channel anymore. I watched the Breaking Bad. I watched Better Call Saul. I watched Mad Men. I haven't watched AMC since I stopped watching Better Call Saul after season 2. It's probably the last time I watched AMC. So there you go. It premieres on Thursday, January 15th. It's a live show. It starts at 9 o'clock. There's your news about TNA and AMC.
I'm happy for TNA.
Are you truly happy for TNA?
Truly, I am.
Okay.
I didn't think they would make it cross the goal line before the end of the year, and they did.
Yeah. Figured they'd get there. It's just a matter of what would they get
there, because I know John would not be spending as much time as he does, and he spends even more time. Trust me, I'm a part of the SI staff, giving us updates. So he's been working on this diligently, and I don't think he would if there wasn't smoke to the fire.
I figured they'd get there. I just didn't know what it would entail. Would it be AMC Plus? Would it just be an online thing? Would they actually get to, whether it was AMC, A&E, CW, wherever it would be, what would it fully entail? And look, they got on the actual TV network, so that's good. We'll see how it goes. I hope it goes well for the talent involved. And then I hope they can actually grow the audience and it actually lasts, because you got there. The dangling carrot has been captured. Now you have to eat the carrot and enjoy the carrot instead of throw the carrot away and say, what's the next carrot we can go after? Because that's what TNA loves to do, is what's the next carrot that we can find? We got this carrot already. This carrot doesn't look as good as we thought it did. Let's go get the next carrot out there. That's been their whole existence. And I fear that that's what this is going to be as well. It's like, oh, we got our TV deal, but now we just need that big star to get us over the top. Imagine if we signed, and I'll use Chris Jericho's name. Imagine if we just had Chris Jericho. Imagine if we just had
already.
Imagine if we just had Roman Reigns. Imagine if we could just get Kenny Omega. That's what we need. We need that big game-changing star. It's like, okay. All right. You can always dangle the carrot. Just enjoy the carrot. Enjoy the carrot that you have. They help improve your eyesight. At least that's what I was told a million times growing up. I don't know if it's true or not, but that was the thing with carrots, right? Just they improve your eyesight.
Yeah. It's supposed to improve your eyesight and something else. I forget. Because that was actually one of the vegetables that I used to eat all the time because they said it improved like your eyesight and your brain power as well. So.
Yeah. WWE Raw took place last night. Go ahead, SP3. As mandated by myself, I am AEW Cody Rhodes. I put this restriction on myself, and I will not break it. I will not turn heel, no matter how much the audience cheers for me to turn heel. I will not do it. I will not review Raw because the main event ended in a DQ. And it was such an obvious DQ. The moment they announced that main event, I even put out there, I was like, yeah, this screams DQ finish. And sure enough, DQ finish. So, DQ finish for Raw. Thus, I will not be reviewing it. Thus, SP3 will be reviewing Raw all by his lonesome. SP3, it's just you, Oos.
No worries. So I have the time to also say this. Power Driver finisher is 100% correct. You can have a point or an opinion. When you start being asses to the people on screen or the people in the chat, I will use the privilege that I do have to ban you, and you will be gone. So I just put that out here for future reference for the basement dwellers named Boggs of the world. Anyway. Let's talk about Monday Night Raw, because it actually was a good episode of Monday Night Raw last night that took place, the December 1st, 2025 edition of Monday Night Raw. We opened up with Rhea Ripley and Io Sky coming out to the ring. They say they've got the win in War Games, but the war is not over. They want to challenge the Kabuki Warriors for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. That brings out Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, who lost the titles to Asuka and Kairi, and they wanted a rematch for the titles, led to a disagreement between the partners from War Games, and led to our main event matchup, Charlotte and Alexa versus Rhea and Io in the main event. It was a very good main event. The wrestling was very well done. And it was so obvious right from the beginning of the show when this match was made, it was going to end in a disqualification because the Kabuki Warriors weren't involved. You knew the Kabuki Warriors were going to come out. I was hoping they were at ringside to make it very obvious how this match was going to end. But no, they waited right to the end, right to run out when everybody did the double down. And I was like, yeah, where's the Kabuki Warriors? They did the wide shot and I see the Kabuki Warriors running down. I'm like, here we go. I'm going to be reviewing Raw by my damn self. But that led into the post-match angle, which was a culmination of different backstage segments we saw throughout the night. We saw Bayley and Lyra Valkyria meeting up with Adam Pearce and asking him for a shot at the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. He said he would put it into consideration after the main event. They also confronted Kabuki Warriors with Asuka blaming Bayley for their loss in War Games. And then we also saw Liv Morgan pull up on Stephanie Vicaire backstage, alluding to a challenge for the Women's World Championship. And she also had a in-ring promo with Dominic Mysterio and the Judgment Day, saying that she's heard all the rumors about people saying that the Judgment Day is done, that there's dissension, Judgment Day is losing gold. So she said that she is back to restore the Judgment Day, that the Judgment Day is back and better than ever, and she's here to bring it back to prominence. And we saw that by the end of the show when the Kabuki Warriors attacked Rhea, Io, Charlotte, and Alexa. Out came Bayley and Lyra to fight them off. But then Liv Morgan, Roxanne Perez, and Raquel Rodriguez all came out. They wiped out everyone in their way. Raquel with the Tejada Bomb, Roxanne with the Pop Rocks, and then at the end they picked up the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. Roxanne handed it to Liv, but Liv said, "No, I insist. This is for you." Roxanne and Raquel raised the titles. Liv raised their hand as the Judgment Day are going after the World Tag Team titles as well as the Women's World Championship. So they were really one of the main focuses of the show. But the real main focus of the show is everyone's favorite Wyatt. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Everyone's favorite YN. Big Nephew Pump. The one and only LeBron Langston Breakker. Oh, yeah. LeBron Langston Breakker came out and he dropped a bomb on us. Because earlier in the show, we saw some lady, once again, I don't know who she is, some blonde lady, just pulls up on Adam Pearce, asking for a shot at the Intercontinental title. Thankfully, this week, they listened to me from last week when I said, who is this? They put up her name. It's Ivy Nile. She asked for an Intercontinental title shot. We'll get into that later. Then Adam Pearce ran into Paul Heyman and Bron Breakker. He asked him who is the mystery man. That became one of the other plot points for the show. Asked him who's the mystery man. Paul Heyman says he has no idea. He says that he needs to talk to Pearce about the fact that Bron Breakker pinned his World Heavyweight Champion in War Games at Survivor Series, and they had a discussion. We got a promo from the Vision, by the way. So, let me see. I'm going to scroll this chat, and I'm going to scroll to see if I see anyone who tried to tell me that this man, Logan Paul, is not part of the Vision. Oh, Zeno Hour. Zeno Hour. Yes, you were. You were one of the people who really believed, who really wanted to believe that this man, Logan Paul, was not part of the Vision, even though for multiple weeks he's been introduced as a member of the Vision. Multiple weeks. Y'all tried to deny it. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Don't do. Oh, I did. Play ignorant now. You definitely did. You definitely said, I don't think that Logan Paul is part of the Vision. If you need to go in your memories museum and remember it, that's fine. I remember you said it. But anyway, he is part of the Vision. They did introduce him as the Vision. Yeah, Danny's another one. Don't worry. I'm going to get on Danny when we get to True Hill Heat Power Jack. Because he definitely is one who thought that Logan Paul is not part of the Vision. But he is part of the Vision because we got the promo on this show. Where Paul Heyman introduced every person in the Vision, said that Logan Paul has basically accepted his vision for the future of WWE. So he is going to basically, he is part of the Vision officially. And then he gave the mic to LeBron Langston Breakker. And LeBron, oh man, he lit up that boy, CM Punk. Gave CM Punk a pipe bomb. Said that he was kind of shocked how easy it was to beat CM Punk. He's not the guy that he grew up admiring and idolizing. He's like Seth Rollins, one of these old guys who just around dragging their careers out. And he said he should be worrying now not about the war in Raw, but the war in his home because his wife is a bigger star than him. And then he got real. Then he started going in on this build. He said, I remember last year, you remember last year at WrestleMania, you came up to me and you said, oh, kid, congratulations. Now let's see if you can cut a promo with the big dogs. Well, la-dee-da, consider the promo cut. All the intensity, the unbridled rage, and the passion that this man had in his eyes, that man, it's not just a catchphrase. It's not just a gimmick. He got that dog in him. He is ready for that next step. I've been on this podcast for weeks, for a month now, saying they need to strap the rocket to Bron Breakker, and this was validation, vindication for me that my complaints are being heard and recognized. Bron Breakker, LeBron, Langston Breakker, my favorite YN, with his best promo to date, knocked it out the park, had the Vision clapping it up for him, had everyone on social media talking about him. LeBron with the promo of the year, as Jeremy put it in the headline. Do you want to take a break?
Nah, they keep doubting me over here. The only thing I'm getting is just hot out here. People saying I should have the glasses and the shirt. I have the Yeet shirt, the Avalanche Yeet shirt. I also do have like Kanye glasses, with the lines, so I could put those on, but I ain't taking a break, everybody. They just out here doubting me. Oh, your Yeet's not straight enough. Oh, you're not doing it. It's more like You fucking do this for like 10 minutes. Now, I ain't stopping. Go ahead. Fuck you, Volub.
Damn. You ain't have to hit Volub with it.
Volub's the one out here hating the most. He's hating the most. Okay. I like Volub, but out here hating. I've been down since day one-ish. Line them all up. Knock them down like this. Yahoo! Skit! Continue.
The last time Is Now tournament continued on this show as well. We had Jey Uso. No! Down 6. Day 1 inch. Down 6. Day 1 inch. Light them all up. Knock it down like this. Bum 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 bum. Wow! Down 6. Day 1 inch. Down 6. Day 1 inch. He's been down since. Day 1 inch. Light them all up. Lock them down like this. He went up against LA Knight in the semifinals. Actually,
you're gonna have to put him on me. Yeah.
Actually, a good matchup. I thought this was actually a good match here with Knight and Uso. It went just under 10 minutes. Had some good intensity.
I don't have my Yeet shirt on underneath this or anything. I'm not taking I could take the shirt off, do all that, but no, I ain't stopping. Trying to fix the glasses.
A lot of good back and forth action between these two guys, and the crowd was into it a lot. The finish got a little bit clunky because LA Knight, he goes up for his walk up superplex onto the top rope. He does the leap up, but he slips. And then he basically tries to deadlift Jey Uso into the superplex. And Jey Uso was freaking pissed. He bangs the mat and then starts selling. That was hilarious. He banged the mat twice and then was like, I'm out, but I'm pissed. and then as they do the breakup and he's setting up for the next spot, you can visibly, audibly hear Jey Uso being like, man, come on. Jey was pissed, and he didn't even try to hit a proper spear when he went for the spear. Then he hits the Uso splash. He gets the 1, 2. Then LA Knight reverses the cover. He gets a crucifix pin for the 1, 2, 3. Like I said, a good matchup. Clunky at the end, but good overall. LA Knight getting the win was a good move in my eyes. I think LA Knight needed a big win like this to go to the finals. Of course, he's just going to lose on Friday night. But this is a good win for him. This is a good win. He got his win back. against Jey Uso, who beat him back in October. And then the whole theme of this episode of Monday Night Raw was to tell us WWE has completely forgot all their storytelling in the lead up to Survivor Series and then press play on it on this episode. And all the stuff they were doing pre-Survivor Series build, they have now resumed now. Bron Breakker getting the big push, getting a shot. He's going to be facing CM Punk on January 5th on the first Raw of the new year, the anniversary, the 1 year anniversary of them going to Netflix. They resumed that after the War Games build, where he was the fifth wheel on Team Vision. They resumed the women's tag team title scene. They resumed that. Liv Morgan's back. They resumed her push from the summer. And also, they also decided to just resume all the storylines, including Jey Uso, who was on an interesting character arc before the build to Survivor Series, and he basically snaps. He starts crashing out after the matchup. He starts throwing around the Prime bottle stand. He's just pissed. He's all mad. And then we hear from him later in the show. He's backstage. Jackie Redmond trying to interview him, and he doesn't want to even stop and speak to her. And then he speaks to her, and he says that, you know, the problem is no one is himself. He was like, he got all these people in his head, but he needs to look at the man in the mirror. And he says, you know what? Roman had it right. Those titles would look better on him, not me. And Jay left. So sad Jey Uso might be going heel, or I don't know what they're doing, but hey, it's at least interesting, which more than I could say about this show for the last couple of weeks. The world
what they're doing, SP3 is 4 letters, 1 word. Yeet.
Down since day 1 inch. He's been down since day 1 inch. He's been down since day 1 inch. Light them all up, knock them down like this. Bum 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 bum. Ow! Down since day 1 inch. She's been down since day 1 inch. She's been down since day 1 inch. Light them all up, knock them down like this. Anyway, Adam Pearce is backstage again. Another whole story plot line of the show was Adam Pearce looking and investigating Eddie Rango and asking him to investigate to find out if anybody knows anything about the mystery man, the masked man who was at Survivor Series. Everyone with good eyes can see that ass had to be Austin Theory. But anyway, Adam Pearce has not got good at eyesight, apparently. For the World Tag Team Championships, AJ Styles, Dragon Lee versus the New Day. This was a fun matchup. It didn't get that much time. It went like 9 minutes. But I thought everybody worked well with each other. Strong effort all around. We did have an ad break in between, so didn't get to see all 9 minutes. But the finish was awesome. AJ and Dragon Lee, they put Kofi onto the top rope. Dragon Lee does the double stomp, which propels Kofi off of the ropes into AJ's arms, into a Styles Clash before he does a dive to the outside. Styles hits the Styles Clash. 1, 2, 3 for the win. Great finish. No doubt they need to make that their tag team finisher. But slow your roll if you think that is the greatest ending to a matchup of all time or the greatest Styles Clash of all time. Trust me, people, I'm going to let you know. AJ has done this multiple times in the past. The rebound off the ropes Styles Clash is, he did it with Ricochet, he did it in ROH and New Japan, he's done it in every promotion he's been in since leaving TNA. So it's nothing that new. And also, the double stomp into the tag team partner, grabbing them to hit a move, is basically what the Young Bucks have been doing in tag team and multi-man matches the entire duration of 2025. So let's relax. Let's not act like it was the first time you've ever seen anything like it. And if it was, broaden your horizons. That's all I was. I think that was a nice way of saying that, right, Jeremy? Okay, can say yeet. I was setting you up like this guy is he can't multitask. God damn,
I've been singing, I've been yeeting, been doing all this stuff.
He's getting tired.
What minute are we on?
I am slowly going through this review.
I mean, I've delayed it myself just talking now and singing and everything. I'm really just thirsty and hot more than anything.
All right, now to talk about the match of the night. And you want to talk about something that is the greatest Solo Sikoa matchup of all time. Solo Sikoa versus Gunther. Oh, man. I did not expect this to be this good. Gunther has been on a shit. Gunther should have just been. It should have just
Maybe.
The Last Time Is Now tournament should have basically been when we play TikTok Time and we play King of the Hill.
It's like a Mario level.
It's basically like a gauntlet match. It should have been that. It should have been Gunther versus everyone in the tournament. And we would have had much better matches than 90% of this tournament. Because Gunther has given us the 3 best matches of the Last Time Is Now tournament in the last 3 weeks. Against Javon Evans in Madison Square Garden, last week against Carmelo Hayes, and then this week against Solo Sikoa. And all of them are different type of matches as well. Like the Javon matchup is more of a David versus Goliath style matchup. Then you got more of like an underdog, more of a direct underdog babyface story with Carmelo Hayes and people rallying behind him. This guy's losing it over here.
And my wife is trying to like help me get water and pull my sleeves up, and I'm trying to keep yeeting through it. Everybody,
I'm almost done. But this matchup here was a straight up hoss fight. They just beat the crap out of each other. You had Solo no-selling chops early on, walking through chops. Then he goes for like the spike at the end, and Gunther chops the crap out of him, and he sells it so good. Solo had probably his best performance ever when it comes to selling, when it comes to psychology, storytelling, body language, facial expression. He was on another level in this matchup. I love the way Gunther lays out his matches as well, where he'll set something up early and not pay it off to the end, like the chop or the powerbomb spot at the end and the low blow that he does on Tala and Solo. That's kind of him embracing the fact that this is a heel versus heel matchup. And this crowd started off so quiet. I literally noted that. I was like, this crowd doesn't know who to cheer. But the strong work by both men and the fact that they got nearly 20 minutes. They got nearly 18 minutes, actually. 18 minutes of wrestling time. The crowd got into it. We got Let's Go Solo chants. We got Let's Go Gunther chants. This was terrific. I really love this matchup. Solo Sikoa's best match of his career, and another example of why Gunther is the best wrestler in all of WWE today. Side notes, real quick, so Jeremy can stop. Next week on Monday Night Raw, we got AJ Styles and Dragon Lee versus the War Raiders. They had a backstage segment that set that up where they told Adam Pearce they want him to make that match. Rey Mysterio will face Finn Balor. He says he's sick of Dominic Mysterio and he wants to work his way through the Judgment Day one by one until he gets a shot at the Intercontinental Championship. Logan Paul's plans have changed as well since he started off the month feuding with CM Punk and setting up a world title program. But because Bron Breakker's taken that program instead, Logan Paul is going after the Intercontinental Championship, apparently. He mocks Rey Mysterio's height, says that the Intercontinental title belongs in the Judgment Day, so step down. Rey asks who's going to stop him, and Paul says that it's going to be him, and then he slaps him across the face, so it seems like we're heading towards another Logan Paul versus Rey Mysterio matchup. This man has been here for 3 years, and I think that he has wrestled Rey Mysterio more than he's had actual matches. But anyway, Jeremy, that was the Raw review.
Yeet! What was the time, everybody? Somebody's got to have the time.
You
I'm mainly, again,
right now?
I'm mainly just, and like my arms feel fine. Like it's fine. Mainly just hot, and I needed just some water. I'm gonna go change, like get out of this hoodie right fast. I'm so hot. I'm sweating so much. I feel like I lost like 20 pounds, and I don't have 20 pounds to lose. But I feel like I lost 20 pounds.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna go change the hoodie right fast.
16:30. Wow! What a performance! This is the Iron Man.
I'll be right back.
All right, take your time. That was awesome. I don't know about y'all. I love that. Thank you, Davion. Thank you. That was great. I need everyone's no. Please, guys, let us know your star ratings on Jeremy's yeeting. We need star ratings, ladies and gentlemen. We need star ratings. So from 0 to 5 stars, how would you rate Jeremy's yeeting? Let us know in the chat. Jose, I did talk about the main event. The main event was the first thing that I talked about. I talked about the opening segment, and then I segued into the main event, and I said it was good, and I said that it had a horrible finish. So, yeah, I talked about the main event. I talked about Liv Morgan and Judgment Day standing tall at the end. Just scroll on back, and you'll see. And yes, please send some super chat donations because Jeremy deserves it for yeeting for as long as I did that whole review. We got a 5 3/4 stars rating from Davion. We got Luis, who says 5 stars, 1 yeet. We got Zeno Hour, who is the ultimate hater and worst person in this chat. He says -5 stars. Not surprised at all. Valeb says I will not rate because he said F me. We got Poke, who says 5 stars. We got Dave Park, who gives it 5 stars. We got $4.90.
Jey Uso is now in your city. Down since day 1-ish. We've been down since day 1-ish. We've been down since day 1-ish. Line them all up, knock them down like this. Yo, skirt. Down since singing SP3. Day 1-ish. We've been down since day 1-ish. We've been down since day 1-ish. Line them all up, knock them down like this.
Okay, your encore yeet doesn't need to last as long as it did in War. Which is the perfect segue, so I can give my thoughts on War Games. Since I talked about it in depth yesterday, I won't waste too much time talking about this. This is the most disappointing professional wrestling major show. Like I don't think that's hyperbole to say. I feel like some people will say, "Oh no, that's WrestlePalooza." No, WrestlePalooza was a worse show than this, but I kind of expected that. I kind of expected that to go how it was going to go because they decided to play the counter programming game. So that show is always going to look worse in comparison to All Out, and thus is going to be worse overall. But Io Sky and Stephanie Vicare's WWE Women's World Championship matchup on that show, and arguably Punk and AJ versus Seth and Becky on that show, are both better than anything we got last Saturday. Oh my God. I have not seen such a middling effort from production, from creative, from some of the performers, actually. And I hate to say that because I don't like to criticize performers, but we didn't get the strongest effort from even the performers on this card. This just felt like a half-ass effort from everyone involved in this damn company. The Women's War Games matchup is objectively the worst Women's War Games matchup in general. Like, Women's War Games, Blood and Guts, NXT, main roster, that's the worst one that I've seen because it just did not have a story, or the story didn't make sense. The baby faces had the advantage, so the heels were making the save. The whole point of War Games is that you get 5 hot tags, or 4 hot tags. You get 4 hot tags in War Games. You get the 2-on-1 advantage for the heels, and then the first babyface from the team comes down. That's the first hot tag. Then the next babyface comes down when it's 3-on-2. That's the next hot tag. That's the whole point of War Games. Why are you booking 2 War Games, 2 Blood and Guts, where you got to do one of the matches has to have the babyface in with the advantage? It doesn't make any sense. It always makes for a worse matchup. It really felt with that Women's War Games, they were set up to fail. They were set up to fail with the advantage. They were set up to fail with this style of matchup because not a lot of them know how to use weapons, apparently. Because, my Lord, wow. Like no one mentioned that one shot where Nia Jax has the green chain and on I think it's I don't know who she's punching, but she's just doing like this. You see the air. You see the air between her and her hand. I'm like, don't do. Why are you filming it this way? Why is she doing that? Why are you using weapons when you don't really know how to use them? And then half of the entrants didn't even have weapons. So it was basically a Royal Rumble in a cage. That's all it really was. There was no shark cages, which logistics-wise, maybe there's a reason for that. Oh, you didn't have room. It's a stadium, guys. Relax. You can make room somewhere. I'm sure you can make room somewhere for some shark cages. You just didn't want to put Brock Lesnar behind bars. I understand. But that really took away from the overall feel of War Games. And you just had these entrances, people with no weapons, no violence, no hatred. It just felt like a women's Royal Rumble inside of a cage. It did not feel like War Games. And then we got the EO spot, which was fun. Yeah. And the final bit was probably the best part of the matchup with Lash Legend coming in. I thought she looked good as well. And Becky's awesome as being the chicken shit heel at the end who takes all the finishers. So the finish was good, but that's about it. That was a matchup. Cena and Dom, easily the best thing on the show. And by easily the best thing on this show, it means I rated it 3.5 stars. And that's a problem. That is a problem. That is a problem. That a 3.5 star matchup is by far the best thing on this show. But had your smoke, had your mirrors, had your bells and whistles, had a Liv Morgan return, some bad refereeing. There was stuff about this matchup that I didn't like as well, but overall, it was the best thing on the show. That was when the crowd was the most invested. They were most invested in the matchup. They loved Liv Morgan's return. I didn't think that the Liv Morgan return made any sense for John Cena to fall for that, but he's an idiot, so I guess, okay. I mean, y'all have established that he's an idiot for his retirement tour. That's one of his endearing traits. He's a fucking idiot, apparently, and he believed that, so. That's the last time we'll see John Cena on Premium Live. Great job, Triple H. Great job, Triple H. And great job, some writers who are voting for John Cena as Men's Wrestler of the Year. Great job. Great job. And some people are even voting for the retirement tour as the best storyline of the year. This is the world we live in, folks. Anyway, Stephanie McCare and Nikki Bella, no one cared. To book a filler match on a 4-match PLE, Triple H, I've said a lot of bad things about you, but god damn it, I respect your gangster. Oh man, let's go! Filler match on a 5-match PLE? This man is the most gangster booker I've ever seen. He is saying, I am taking your money and you're gonna like it, and you're gonna sit there and you're not gonna enjoy this, but you're gonna sit there and take it because I've already took your money. That's gangster. Gangster. Oh, 100%. I think, I don't know how to say your name, but Cena is the best draw of the year. 1,000%. If it's biggest box office draw of 2025, Cena is number one with a bullet, and no one's even close. But that is not Men's Wrestler of the Year. Can we? I'm just gonna let y'all know. These are two different awards. You don't, just because he is the best draw doesn't mean he's the Men's Wrestler of the Year. And Bandito was the best in-ring performer of the year. He's not the Men's Wrestler of the Year because it's all of the categories, not just one. Like I know there's people that's going to vote for Bandito as Men's Wrestler of the Year as well, but I don't think y'all understand what Men's Wrestler of the Year is. It's the drawing, the promos, the match. It's everything that makes one a wrestler. It's not just one of the things. He can excel at one of the things and be in consideration for sure. But you have to kind of check all the boxes, not just one of them at a high level. That's the side part. Stephanie Vaquera and Nikki Bella was actually a fairly decent matchup, though. It just no one cared, and I felt bad for Stephanie Vaquera. The fact that one of the best women's wrestlers in the world is in a filler match during her title reign against a WWE Hall of Famer. That's your Booker of the Year, folks. And then finally, the men's War Games matchup. Better psychology, better storytelling. It was the better of the two War Games matchup. And by better, I mean that it was 3 stars. It was a 3-star matchup because that didn't feel like no goddamn War Games either. People bled in the matchup and it still didn't feel like War Games. Huh? Like if you said people are bleeding in War Games 3-4 years ago, people were like, yeah, WWE, bring back blood, let's go. Oh man, people come out that show so excited. But it just felt like her homogenized, very, very clean, corporate, diluted version of War Games. It's the idea of this is how the kids will play War Games with the action figures that we sell after the show, more than it is of having a violent match filled with competitors that hate each other. And the fact that there are people that are still online defending the Jey Uso dance break. And they don't even know how to defend it. To defend it is to do what Jeremy is doing, accepting that it's stupid and enjoying it for the stupidness. There are people that are actually logically trying to explain that this is okay. Oh, everybody was on their back, guys. Why is it everybody's on their back? They can't win. It's okay. First of all, not everybody was on their back. Go back and watch that clip. Bronson Reed is literally slumped up on the ropes. And then Jay's like, then he hears his music, goes up top, and Bronson Reed has to go like he's James Harden, just got touched on a layup, and he's like,
good bump.
Don't lie. Why are y'all lying? Why are y'all lying? Defend it all y'all want. Like what y'all like. But learn how to defend something and don't lie about it. Just accept that it's stupid to a lot of people, but you enjoyed it for the stupidness, and the people in the building enjoy it. Don't start doing the whataboutism and being like, oh, you like that, but you hated that, but you like Kenny Omega playing Bodies Hit the Floor in Anarchy in the Arena. And I told Rick Ducino the big difference between those two things is that Anarchy in the Arena, none of the fighting stopped. Literally, you had 3 baby faces not eating and not doing a goddamn thing. Not doing a goddamn thing. Cody Rhodes in the second ring looking around like, this is great. CM Punk says, I don't know, I have my hands are empty. Let me grab a chair and play it. Jimmy Uso just saw freaking Bronson Reed take a flop, and he's just like, I'm just like clock me out after that. Like this is done. This is done. It's over. It's cooked. War Games, man. They gotta put it in the bin for at least a year after that show.
The Jey Uso thing ruled. What you don't understand, SP3, is he was not being serious. And Roman Reigns kept telling him he needed to be serious. And he was going against Roman's orders here. And that is a big reason why they lost the match. Because Jay decided, instead of continuing to beat down his opponents, he was going to do the yeet during everything. And it was a storytelling beat to this whole thing. And that's why you saw last night when he lost, he got so angry. Because he was also thinking about what happened at Survivor Series. And saying that, oh man, I yeeted at Survivor Series. I wasn't taking it serious, just like I wasn't taking this match serious. And now I'm really mad because now I've effectively lost 2 straight matches. And Survivor Series, even though I did not lose, was still also my fault. And now I'm going to start dumping over Prime and being mad at Jackie Redmond, even though she didn't really do anything. That is the whole point. That is the whole storyline there, SP3. You gotta understand the nuanced and subtle and cinema of the Triple H storytelling with the yeet out here.
The saddest part is there's actually people that will write stuff like this, and they're being 100% honest that everything you just said made sense.
You can defend anything if you just spin it enough.
Yeah.
You know, you can keep spinning anything until you're into an Inception world and your dreams are reality. That's the whole point of Inception.
You can tell yourself anything, but like
people don't understand the real Inception out here. Like, oh, the memento, and if he's spinning, is that the reality? Is that the dream? No. You spin, and then you can make your dreams your reality. You can make your reality your dreams. All you got to do is keep spinning things. That's it. That's all. The segment ruled because it was nonsensical and hilarious, and it's telling you this shit don't matter.
yeah,
we are just going to do.
Show you this. You shouldn't care.
Yeah. I'm like, fine.
We don't care, so you shouldn't either.
Yeah, I was like, that's where I was like, all right, y'all don't care? Cool. I don't either. Let's yeet. Let's just yeet through all of this.
Just yeet through the page. And then that Roman and Cody tease. Oh, man. It was just so deflating. It was like, first of all, don't nobody want to see this matchup. Like a year ago, we did. If they would have ran it back a third year in a row, I think more people would have been interested than they are now. But a year has passed. You've gotten us more interested in Punk versus one of these guys than either one of them facing each other. Why? And it didn't make any sense. Roman is helping Punk to his feet and bunts it.
Zebros.
I understand Zebros, but he also lost, bro. Let's relax. He lost. He lost the match for you. Why are you mad at Cody then? Why are you mad at Cody?
Because Cody just inserts himself into these things where he doesn't need to be.
He insists upon himself.
Yeah, he doesn't need to be there. He needs to just go away. What did Cody have to do with the Vision? He didn't have anything to do with Paul Heyman. He didn't have anything to do with the Vision. He just inserted himself into all of this. Roman's mad about that. I don't blame him. I thought that ending, I didn't touch on it too much yesterday. I thought that ending was so stupid. And the crowd booing was hilarious because they were expecting like something else.
Absolutely, because I was booing at home.
You know, the executive producer thing flashes and the crowd is like expecting, oh, what's going to happen? And then they just all walk away and the crowd's like, this is fucking stupid. You mean the babyface is lost and all we can do at the end is some dialogue that we can't hear in the arena? Like, no, I don't want any of this. That ruled that the crowd booed.
And if they're going to do Roman and Cody needs to turn heel. I don't see it happening, but that's the only way it works. You have to give us a different dynamic. Because babyface versus babyface in WWE, it just doesn't really work. It seems like.
Yeah.
It doesn't work like it. That used to be the guaranteed go-to for WWE at a WrestleMania. Austin and Rock at 17. Warrior and Hogan at 6. They would pull it out every couple of years. They wouldn't pull it out every year, but every couple of years they pull out that babyface versus babyface matchup, and it had a 100% hit rate. This doesn't feel like that.
Yeah. I don't know why they're not doing Punk anymore.
Oh, I forgot one last thing, Jeremy. Just for you, I just had to say this. Theory Supremacy reigns! Yeah! My boy, Austin Theory, in the main event, being the deciding factor for the Vision. I had the vision of Austin Theory. Austin Theory in War Games. I said it for weeks. Austin Theory in War Games. I just didn't know how it was going to happen. Austin Theory is the missing piece. Once Austin Theory was inserted into the storyline, Bron Breakker got the biggest win of his career. Bron Breakker cut the best promo of his career. The Vision actually feel like they are focused. We know all the members of the Vision for now. This is great. This is awesome. Austin Theory will be redeemed by Paul Heyman and the Vision. Because ain't no way that's Seth Rollins. You saw that cake? Man, his milkshake bring all the boys to the yard. What are you talking about? Seth Rollins ain't got that. Seth Rollins can't leap up to the cage. What are we doing?
Yeah. We'll see with Austin Theory. I don't have high hopes, but I feel like he's just there to take a bunch of losses anyway. So we'll see.
Hey, that's fine.
We shall see.
Taking all the losses for a faction is the biggest push Wheeler Yuta's ever gotten in his career.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. He's doing fine, Yuta. Yeah,
exactly. Austin Theory will be doing fine as well.
Yeah.
See, but I did put this tweet out, and I will say it here because I did complain about this a lot on here. I asked these two top companies to please push young people, and I got at one pay-per-view Hook helping Samoa Joe win the world title in a steel cage main event. And then I got Austin Theory helping Bron Breakker win a match in a steel cage main event. I deserve all of this. You're welcome, everyone.
I do hope they put the title on Bron Breakker on January 5th. I have not a whole lot of hope that they will. Yeah, but I do hope.
I feel like my prediction of Bron Breakker not being World Heavyweight Champion before or at WrestleMania is going to come true because I feel like Bron Breakker will be facing Seth Rollins at WrestleMania next year.
Yeah, we'll see if Seth is back by then, and if that's the case, then I could see that. But I hope that they just put the title on Braun. Just go for it. You know, I thought he should. I said it yesterday, but I thought he should just win the title on Saturday night's main event because you're gonna get a big audience with Cena's last match. Just do it, and I know they're doing NXT stuff, so okay, fine. But I still would have done it. Now they're gonna do it January 5th Raw, which is fine. I'd put the title on him. But you know, we've been saying since the turn, put the title on him. We said put the title on him that week, that following week at Saturday night's main event. Then he wasn't even in the Battle Royal or anything. So we'll see. We'll see what they end up doing. Oh, what else is going on in the world of wrestling? SP3. We did Raw. We did Survivor Series. Way too much TNA today. Anything else important to hit on?
A little too much TNA for me.
Yeah.
Well, I have to do best matches for this week.
Are we doing that? Okay, are we doing that today or Thursday?
Yeah. Well, we did it last week on Tuesday, and then we didn't do it on Thanksgiving, so I figured we'd do it on Tuesdays now.
Okay.
Just give y'all the full week. Since I already do C-Suite on, and we already do everything else on Thursday. Fair. Should have something for here. So I'll do that. Have you caught up to World Tag League, New Japan?
No, I'm gonna speed run World Tag League.
Oh, don't worry. I can give you if you need a track list, I can give you a track list on what to watch. Because man, A Block is not worth anyone's time. Oh my god, the fact that A Block has 2 House of Torture teams and a team with Toriano and Bolton Oleg, it makes a lot of matches skippable. Like you're watching one match a show on the A Block days. The B Block is more of where it's at. Like the best matches of the tournament have been War Dragons versus Gabe Kidd and Yota Tsuji from night 1. Last week they had TMDK, Zack Sabre Jr. and Roye Uyawa versus Shoto Umino and Yuya Uemura. That was a great matchup as well. Had some good matches on this morning shows. David Finlay and Hiromu Takahashi were in the main event. You also had Monster Sauce versus, I think, Tanahashi and El Phantasmo on that show. So, yeah. And also Despy and Ishikawa versus Gabe Kidd and Yota Tsuji was another good matchup on the show. So, yeah, there's been some good matches, a lot of good matches, especially in the B block. The great matches have been mostly those 2 that I just named, but I think that we're going to get more as the tournament progresses. We're going into the final stretch of matches. I think it's just next week's shows before the final.
Okay. I'll catch up. I'll catch up with everything. I'll speed run it and check out the matches you mentioned. Before we do match of the week, SP3, what was your moment of Monday?
My moment of Monday had to be Gunther and Solo Sikoa. Gunther and Solo Sikoa surprised the hell out of me. I've been I've been buying my Solo Sikoa stock since last year when he became the most hilarious WWE wrestler in the game, but he finally proved it in the ring. I said before his best singles match was the steel cage against Cody last year, but this match last night, I felt blew that away as far as his performance. Strongest performance of his career. So Solo Sikoa specifically, but more in general, Solo and Gunther.
My moment of Monday. Raw ending in a DQ because I didn't have to review it.
Damn, I was leaving it open for you to say something about Bron Breakker since you put it in the title.
My moment of Monday was actually the Bron Breakker promo. It was a fantastic promo, and I was like, oh yeah, this is the dude. Put the title on him. Stop waiting around right now. That was a very good promo. That's my Raw review, everybody. Bron Breakker's promo.
Yeah, that gave me life. I was like, vindication. Yes, this is the promo you can hang your hat on. He's had plenty of great matches, but no promos on that level before. That was 2000s WCW Scott Steiner.
Yeah, very much. All right, SP3, top 3 matches of the week.
I'm giving a top 5 again. Okay. I was able to perform so well the last time.
That's true.
I'm trying to put myself to the test once again. So, top 5 matches from the week, starting from last Tuesday to now. Number 5, Jon Moxley versus Masquerade Dorada from AEW Dynamite last week in the Continental Classic. Just a very fun styles clash between those two guys and a match that was much better than I thought it would be. I gave that 4 stars. Then number 4 from CMLL Venice is Spectacular. Claudio Castagnoli versus Gran Guerrero for the CMLL Heavyweight Championship. Huge win for Claudio, winning a world title over in Mexico. But I just thought this was a great heavyweight style matchup. Gran Guerrero with the different top rope moves he was doing to just have the strength to throw around Claudio the way he was doing was awesome. Number 3, Okada and Fletcher from the Continental Classic from Dynamite. Obviously, these two guys are 2 of the best in the world, and they were great here. I gave the Claudio match and the Okada match 4.25 stars. Number 2, Gunther versus Solo Sikoa from last night's Monday Night Raw. Just a lovely, tasty hoss fight. Just beating the crap out of each other. That was great. That's the type of Solo Sikoa matches that I want to see. They actually booked him like he was Haku for once. That was awesome. And thumb-based offense. Give me more of that from Solo. Yes. Gunther and Solo, I gave 4.25 stars. And number 1 for the week, Darby Allin, Kevin Knight, AEW Dynamite Continental Classic, a star-making performance from Kevin Knight, a daredevil, and just, it felt like it had the sports feel, like the final sequence where Knight hits the coast-to-coast dropkick that killed Darby and then throws him into the center so he can hit the UFO splash, that desperation, that urgency, that's what I want from these C2 matches. I gave that match 4.25 stars as well.
There you go. Good stuff, SP3.
You're welcome. What's that? I didn't even keep time this week.
Oh, I didn't check the time on that. You were just cooking. I trusted you that you could get that done in 3 minutes after last week, because last week you did like 1 minute and 10 seconds. So yeah, I just trusted you on that.
And no Survivor Series matches even made the honorable mentions.
Wow. Hater.
Jose, I am going to do my due diligence. I've been trying to watch that AAA show from Friday for the last couple of days, but I've been having to do written work. I just did a piece on Sports Illustrated that should be coming out this week or next week, ranking John Cena's top 10 best feuds of his career. So I was working on that. So I've been busy with Wrestle Talk, Sports Illustrated written stuff, and shows. I'm going to watch AAA before Thursday's show, and we'll definitely talk about it. So come back on Thursday, Jose, and I'll give a proper review of that AAA show. But I did watch the CMLL show, like I said, in the matches of the week. That Claudio Gran Guerrero match was great. Cavanario versus Mystico versus Sabarano probably is my honorable mention for last week, because that was a great 4-way that just had a whole bunch of action. And Jay Grills, you're probably right. It is probably a top 10 rivalry of the year. Vikingo versus the AAA fans. I just saw the Vikingo heel turn over the weekend. Him turning heel on Dragon Lee. And I heard his match with El Grande Americano was amazing on that AAA show. So I'm definitely going to go back and watch it. I might include it on next Tuesday's matches of the week. So, I'll find it. I got to do my due diligence for AAA and CMLL because I have to go back and watch that Commander and Masquerade Dorada matchup from CMLL from last weekend. I got to watch that AAA show. So I got a lot of catching up to do.
And you know things are busy when SP3 is behind. I'm
just catching up on the New Japan. That's why I also wanted to address someone earlier in the chat when I was giving my opinion on TNA said that I'm sure AEW is SP3's #1 promotion. You just told everybody in the chat you never watched the show because if anyone is critical of AEW on this show in a valid way and not nitpicking Joel, it would be me.
I agree with you. I mean, I always think you're critically thinking when it comes to AEW, not nitpicking. Joel just hates AEW. It's very funny to me.
Thank you, Jay Rose. He knows. Evolve. LFG. It's LFG, Evolve, New Japan, Stardom, CMLL, MLW, because we love having MLW people on this show. Ring of Honor, then AEW. AEW is a #8 promotion if it's up to me.
All right, a couple of super chats here. Lab Glass for the yeeting summary. Thank you, Lab Glass. Shout out to my wife who tried to serve me water in the middle of that and pull down my sleeves in the middle of it and put the glasses on me in the middle. I was not stopped yeeting during that whole thing. I was going to keep going. All these people in the chat were doubting me. SP3, you saw it in the chat, right? They're like, oh, let's see him keep it up the whole time. I held the one up. I did the Roman Reigns acknowledgement for an hour while Jensen was talking. Come on now. I it's all shoulder strength mainly, a little arm strength. I realize I look very thin. I am very thin. I'm not super strong or anything. I'm not gonna pretend I can lift a bunch of weights. I don't lift weights. I do a lot of planking, folks. I do a ton of planking. So this movement here, yeah, it gets tiring, but I do a ton of planking. I do skating for cardio. I go out and I do skating. I do squats and resistance stuff. Again, I realize I don't look strong. I do some workouts to stay in halfway decent shape. I also got 12 kids who run around and want to wrestle and all of this stuff. So
you gotta have some type of endurance, some type of stamina.
Yes, this is what I do, folks. I'm like Mark Henry. This is what I do.
This is what we do.
Thank you, Love Glass, for the super chat. Much appreciation.
So let's talk about the important stuff though. After this super chat.
Oh, okay. Louis saying, does OKC lose a second game before Christmas? I kind of think they lose in the next couple of weeks with Hartenstein being out. Offense looks a little rough without him there. Dubs kind of getting back into things. Caruso and Dort are out tonight, along with Hartenstein against the Warriors. We play the Warriors tonight. That could be a kind of a tough matchup. It's so tough to win consistently. I was thinking about this last night of, the Nuggets lost to the Mavericks last night. The Rockets lost to the Jazz. The Jazz and the Mavericks. I wasn't gonna mention that, not because I was trying to protect the Lakers losing. No. It was legitimately
these teams lost to worse teams than us.
Yeah, that was my whole point. I think the Suns are actually kind of good, and they play very hard. They play very good defense, and
that's why I will say, Jose, you're telling me you don't watch basketball if you're asking how did the Lakers lose last night, because the Suns are actually good, and the Lakers, it was so obvious that was a trap game for us.
I think it's a partial trap game for the Lakers. A lot of it's scheduling. Like, the Lakers haven't played great teams lately. And look, they've taken care of business. They've blown most of them out. Like, I don't think OKC's played a great schedule since the beginning of the year. But you can only play who's in front of you and everything. So it happens. The Suns were like kind of the toughest matchup the Lakers have had in weeks, I think. So I don't even think it was like necessarily a trap game. I just think like, oh, they actually played a team who isn't below 500. Like, they actually played a team who is good. And I think the Lakers will learn from it and they'll be better. I do think they have defensive issues. I thought they've had defensive issues all season, and it didn't show up against these bad teams because their offense is so good that it didn't matter against these bad teams. But you saw it last night against the Suns. You saw it against OKC a couple weeks ago, is when the Lakers play a good defensive team who also can score, it can be tough for them. Like, when their offense just isn't running around doing everything, they actually play a defense who's locked in and connected. Their offense doesn't look quite as good. And when they play a team that has offensive structure, their defense isn't that great. And that's what showed up last night against the Suns. But yeah, the Lakers, I mean, not the Lakers, the Mavericks beating the Nuggets and the Jazz beating the Rockets was a little more surprising, because the Nuggets, I think Aaron Gordon is their second most important player. And with him being out, they don't look like quite the same team. And Christian Brown's also out. Jamal Murray got hurt in last night's game. Like, that's clearly not a team at full strength. And yet Gordon is so important to that team. Their defense kind of falls apart without him. And their defense hasn't been good since he's gone down. And if I'm a Nuggets fan, that's where I would be concerned about things. Sean has rejoined us. Hello, Sean.
More breaking news. I was outright told by TNA that the rumors of the NXT relationship going away are not true.
Okay.
There we go.
And outright that WWE helped them get the deal.
Which makes sense, considering the partnership was there and that boosted the profile of TNA. So, well, good. You know, hopefully that's a good thing for TNA, and we can see more NXT talent beat TNA talent on TNA television moving forward. Yeah.
I'm working on putting together as much stuff as possible for FightfulSelect.com. Here's my little plug for that. In addition, I will get a Survivor Series bonus post show up today as well. Also, WrestleVotes joined us this week, and they started with WrestleVotes Live on Monday, which is their Q&A show. Had a couple good notes there. Listen, I know that there were a lot of people that were like, oh my God, they're Fed shills. Well, they clearly have more WWE sources than AEW, but yesterday they were asked, what's the epic thing for WWE Raw? What's Triple H talking about? And they're like, he ain't heard shit, brother. Like, what are you talking about? And as it turns out, it was pretty accurate.
Just a fun episode of Raw he said was going to be epic.
Yes, it happened. But Thursday, they have WrestleVotes Live, WrestleVotes Radio, which is the breaking news show. We have a loaded Thursday on Select between the news stories that emerge from that show and then Ask Grapsody as well. We're adding more and more and more to Fightful Select, including this guy who has tentatively agreed to do a show of which we don't know what it will be about.
Didn't ask this guy. I see how it is.
Listen, I got Jeremy salaried. He doesn't have
I got to do things.
Fair. That's fair.
When he's got 72 podcasts a week, I'm like, what's 73, right? That's one a month. Come on now.
I can yeet for 15 minutes and call it a podcast.
Jeremy, apparently that draws. So what we'll do is have you run it back every month. Right?
Oh, I ran it back today as well. You know, just arms are a little sore. Gotta admit.
Hey, everybody else, don't do anything. Let me just dance.
All right. Before I go, am I crazy here? Like, we don't need Roman Cody 3, do we?
Oh no, we talked about it.
John, you're literally preaching to the choir because I literally went on a whole rant about that. Does not need to happen. Like a year ago, people were actually interested in that. They're not anymore. They're more interested in CM Punk versus one of them than either one of them going at each other.
So it's perfect. Bron Breakker wins the title at Raw on Netflix. Roman Reigns wins the Royal Rumble, or CM Punk wins the Rumble. But then, if he doesn't, he could just win Elimination Chamber in Chicago. Cody, CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Bron Breakker, infinitely more interesting. And Roman winning the Rumble, even though, listen, I don't think it needs to be him. Do I think he needs to be in a world title match at WrestleMania? Not necessarily. But hey, if he's going to be popping in and out, you got to show that some of the stuff that he's going to do is important to the context of the show. I don't understand. But hey, whatever. I'm working on a major details update on the TNA deal, all that. But yes, will there be a weekly Lucha review show on Fightful? That would be a Luis thing if he wanted to do it, but he's got his hands full with
CMLL with Luis.
There you go. He's I mean, I wouldn't mind him doing like a write-up. I don't know if we will have room for more shows, but I mean, I think that he could stand to do some more Lucha coverage because honestly, he's on like a lot of these conference calls that a lot of you all don't even realize, and he gets a lot of quotes and stuff. So maybe I could talk him into doing that. But listen, that Jimmy Van's going to hike up the price before long, so lock in your year-long subs. Catch you guys
Sean,
later.
will you do me a favor and retweet my John Cena tweet with the graphic, because these fake news sites want to post that John Cena is being advertised for Raw after WrestleMania 2026, and they do not know dates, that this is not a real thing that is happening.
Sure.
Thank you. I'm trying to just be accurate out here.
See you later, Jeremy.
Bye, Sean. Trying to get accuracy to these people. SP3. You got PWNs. I blame them because they're the ones who posted this first. Oh, John Cena's advertised for Raw after WrestleMania. Can you not check the dates? Can we not look at the dates here?
Because they're not used to seeing 26, so they thought 25.
No, the 26 isn't there. That's the thing. Like, and it is on the WWE.
No, I mean 26 at the end. So they saw 2025, and they're thinking, "Oh, that's next year."
No. It's not like that. That's the thing. The year is not on there. It just says April 21st. There is no year listed, and it says Raw after WrestleMania. It's on the WWE website. The thing is it's just a landing page on the WWE website. That's all it is. It is a landing page that is still advertising for last year because they don't update the landing page. If you click on get tickets to actually get tickets to the event, you go to just the access site. You can't actually purchase tickets to this event because tickets to the event are not on sale yet. So it's a landing page on the WWE website that hasn't been updated, but people don't look at all of that. And yeah, they don't look at the date, which says Monday, April 21st. And it says T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas, because they're in Las Vegas again. So, people are just like, oh, well, it's got to be the thing. But yeah, it says April 21st. And the moment I saw that, I was like, wait a second. That was this year's date. I'm pretty sure Monday, April 21st does not fall on a Monday for the second straight year. That's not how calendars work as long as I've been alive, unless it's been like a leap year or something. So I don't think this is how it works. So yes, but I blame PW Insider. They were the one who posted it first because, someone sends them a graphic and they're like, well, this is happening, even though it's a fake graphic and everything. I'm just trying to get accurate information out there. That's all. That's all I'm trying to do, SP3. Get accurate information out there. Do you have anything else to add to basketball? You want to talk more hoops?
No, we'll talk more about that on Thursday, of course. Did you watch any Atlanta?
I watched the latest anthology episode. I think I've only watched like one episode since. Is that about the light-skinned dude? Yeah. That one was good. I like that one.
That's what. That's the best.
Yeah. I really like that one. The part where they're interviewing him in the gym and ask him all the questions, that's hilarious.
And do the beat from Clips.
Yeah. Take this pencil into a beat. That was really good. episode. But that's the only episode I've watched so far since the last time. So yeah, I'm still slacking because again, basketball's on, hockey's on at night, and so I just don't have that's not something I put on. Like tonight OKC plays at 11, so that'll be what I watch at night over Atlanta. And I've been falling asleep earlier trying to anyway. So yeah. That's where I'm at on Atlanta though. I'll get there.
Yes.
I'll get there.
Slowly but surely.
What do I think of the league being scared of OKC having the Clippers pick? They should be. I don't know. The league should be scared of OKC having the Clippers pick. We're the best team in the league, and we could add a top 5 player in a deep draft. I'd be kind of worried about that as well, honestly. Sorry that these other teams ain't got the vision that Sam Presti has.
Sorry, the Clippers are freaking idiots. That's what he's trying.
Man, I'm gonna eat crow on them all year,
dude. I will. That is one thing that I will hang my hat on, is that I did not fall for that crap. I did not fall for that BS. Everybody. It wasn't just you though. Like
I know,
everybody tried to sell me on that, and I'm just like, my hatred for the Clippers, first of all, would not allow me to do that, and second of all, I've seen the average age of this team. I don't think it's going to work out well.
In fairness to me, was I optimistic about them, or was I trying to jinx them and hope they were bad?
3D chess.
That's right.
I see what you did there.
That's right. Because here's the thing, if they were good, I would be like, see, told you the Clippers were good, but they're bad. I'm like, I don't care that they're bad. We got their pick. I hope they're terrible.
He was like, that did this on purpose. Great. This is great.
Win-win for me.
Answer Fire Driver in the chat. I have not caught up on Stranger Things as of yet. As you know, I'm in the States. My missus is in the UK. I'm waiting till I go back to watch that because that's our show that we watch together. But I have seen a whole bunch of highlights, and I feel like I've already watched it, because if you go on YouTube, it's nothing. And if you have my algorithm where I have watched Stranger Things videos heading into the season, everything keeps popping up, and I'm getting spoiled on most of it. So I pretty much know what's going to happen. You gotta stay away from the internet if you're going to avoid the Stranger Things, because they're gonna continue. I've just seen like pictures and little clips, but nothing like telling me directly what's gonna happen. So I'm good. I'll forget all this stuff I saw in the next 2 weeks when I go back. But the Thunder are just great. I predicted this. Y'all should just listen to me. And Jay Grills, yes, I will push the gray area. Kendall Gray FC, we up. She's gonna win the Iron Survivor this Saturday at Deadline. Double champ, Kendall Gray. Kendall Angle. Kendall Gray, Eric Angle's daughter. Kendall Gray. I can't wait. It's gonna be awesome. Double champion. She's gonna have the Evolve Women's Championship. Gonna have the WWE Women's Speed Championship. She's gonna have the NXT Women's North American title, the NXT Women's Championship. She's gonna win the Women's Tag Team Championships with Ren Sinclair of Ren QCC. Then she's gonna get called up to the main roster with all of her titles. She's going to win the Women's World Championship because La Primera is just a one-move team at this point. And then she's going to go to SmackDown and beat Jade Cargill, because Jade Cargill sure as hell don't have any other challengers because the SmackDown Women's division sucks. So she's going to win that title too. She'll beat Chelsea Green and win the U.S. Championship. She'll beat that jabroni Maxine Dupree, who was getting worked by some jobber during a vignette on Monday Night Raw last night, while Natty just kept yelling again. She's going to again get her ass kicked by Kendall Gray and get that Intercontinental title too. It's going to be Kendall Gray, 13 belts, Gray.
NXT is tonight. It's a show. There's a women's Iron Survivor Summit. SP3 just previewed it better than they're going to preview it, than their whole promos with everything. Dark State stocks up against Javon Evans, Leon Slater, Joe Hendry, and Miles Bourne in an 8-man tag. Dark State obviously wins because the stocks must remain up heading into deadline. Izzy Dame is going to speak and explain that it is what it is. And Tavion Heights against Josh Briggs. It Briggs what it Briggs.
Didn't Tavion beat him like the other week?
They're running it back apparently.
In Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, they're running it back. So I don't know. What you want me to do?
I'm just so like I'm more interested in TNA right now than NXT.
I mean, TNA is NXT. It's all the same, right?
I know, but that's the bad part. That's the bad part, is that I'm more interested in TNA and their ongoing storyline involving NXT talent than any of the NXT talent on the actual NXT.
I'm not excited for any of this stuff.
I'm excited for Ricky and Oba and the Iron Survivors on Saturday.
Yeah, they got to do something. I assume they'll be on this show tonight, considering the pay-per-view is this Saturday. So I assume we'll get Ricky and Oba on this show at some point. Yeah, that's NXT, everybody. There goes Zeno Hour. There's your NXT preview out here. Dark State stocks up, baby. They win in this 8-man tag tonight. They will win this 8-man tag. SP3, what did we accomplish today?
Well, we accomplished a lot. I set my new record for the longest amount of time. I did not speak on a show. I did not speak for the first 21 minutes of the show because we had to talk about TNA getting a TV deal. They'll be on AMC starting on January 15th, 9 p.m. Eastern time every Thursday. Joe Pearl is very upset about it. Sean Ross Sapp went through a lot of their history, and so did I. And we think that TNA is remarkable for the fact that they're still in business and now have one of their biggest deals ever. So congrats to TNA. I also reviewed Monday Night Raw for over 17 minutes, while Jeremy yeeted for over 17 minutes with dance breaks in between, because you can't do anything, including go to war, without a dance break. And we also talked about something else. Oh, I gave my matches of the week. Which you can check out, which I probably got wrong because I didn't include Pac versus Speedball, but here we are. So that's what we accomplished today.
The biggest thing we accomplished today is that I did not review Raw. SP3 did a solo review of Raw. But the entire time, without taking a break, despite the jeers of some people in the chat and the doubts of some people in the chat, I yeeted my way through it. I have sad news to end this show on. CM Punk has announced that Larry has passed away. Yes, everyone who is a wrestling fan, I assume, knows their dog Larry. Very famous dog. Arguably the most famous dog. Pharaoh might have a claim.
Pharaoh. Yeah, I was gonna say. It's like, damn, man. How old we got Pharaoh?
Yeah, Larry has unfortunately passed away. So, condolences to AJ Lee and CM Punk and their family that Larry has unfortunately passed away. I hate to end on that side of a note.
It makes sense why he wasn't on Raw last night.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't even put that together. Yeah.
Because they said, it's because he's not clear for War Games. Yeah, Jey Uso was in the first matchup. So
right.
Yeah, it wasn't nothing. That was the storyline reason, so that makes more sense.
Yeah, that was the storyline reason that he wasn't cleared, which also can make some sense. He did take the loss and everything. Maybe
he just got up. Get up. He's perfectly.
I know. That's true. He left us no power. He didn't look injured at all. He looked fine. But whatever. If you want to sell the gravity of War Games, see, he's not cleared. But yeah, him and AJ being with Larry definitely makes more sense on why he wasn't there. So that's unfortunate.
Yeah. Dawson condolences to Punk and AJ because that's tough to lose. Basically like a child to them.
Yeah. All right. Anything else, SP3?
Nothing else from me. I will be back on Thursday to talk some AEW and maybe possibly some NXT, since Shiloh Hill will have a vignette tonight, and I have to talk about that.
I hope Shiloh Hill gets a vignette. All right, folks, we are out of here. Thanks, everybody, for joining us today. We will be back tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern. Myself and Joel Pearl. Coexisting with Rob and Maggie is back this week. Rob has been away. Unfortunately, his father passed away, so he has been taking care of personal stuff, being with his family and everything. But Rob is back this week. Maggie is back this week. Coexisting, 3 p.m. Eastern on Friday. Everyone make sure to check out that show, support them. Rob and Maggie do a fantastic job. And myself and Joel will be back tomorrow. Until then, take care, everyone. Did you plug stuff? Did I?
Yeah, follow me on the Twitter machine at SP3. I will be live in 45 minutes with the top guy JJ for Rated Raw review if you want a 2-person review of Monday Night Raw.
Tell JJ to yeet the entire time or he's a coward.
Just yeet while I talk.
Results of our poll question. Will you watch TNA Weekly on AMC? 14% said, what's TNA? 27% does AMC still have good television? 28% said yes, and 31% said no. That was a close poll question. I feel like it was the closest one. Good job, SP3. I feel like it was the closest one we've ever had. So there you go, everybody. Thanks for voting in the poll question. All right, folks. We'll be back tomorrow. Myself and Joel. Until then, take care, everyone.